and it's all going to take 8 minutes somehow. Well, primero, first off, I remember the first ever Hispanic Writers Week, and I was 12 years old. The next year I was 13, and it was at UMass Boston, and one of the people who read and spoke was Martin Espada. Who's familiar with Martin Espada? Anybody?
Yes.
Show of hands?
Yes.
Okay. Those who don't know, he's an incredible poet, and he was presenting, and then he did a workshop, and as a child, I sat in his workshop, yeah? And I remember writing my poem, and I like to think I was a writer, and I was writing my poem, and he came up to me, and he was like, you know, you can be a poet. And for me, despite what anybody would tell me, to have this person who's like this, you know, authority, this incredible poet, tell me that I can be a poet. And I left with this book that he signs. Now we're going on quite some time ago. Para Ernesto, poeta del futuro, vaya, haga el camino. Right? ¿Viste? Para Ernesto, poeta del futuro. Boom. Y'all like my Spanglish? I will hit you with Spanglish. I will hit you with Spanglish. And so I saw him. I was invited to perform, and in this place I was performing. I didn't know he was going to be a performer as well. I was introduced by Angela Davis. I was excited. I was like, word. I saw him on his spot, and I was like, hey. And this was over a decade later. I said to him, hey, you signed this book for me. You told me I could be a poet. I believed you, and now I am. And he signed another book for me. And he said, para Ernesto Eroc, I'm very glad I signed that book for you so many years ago. Now you have to take it to the next level. Tienes que volar. Un abrazo, Martín. That's the power of Hispanic Writers Week. You can't make that kind of ish up. So for me to have these books, I'm talking about, I read this book back and forth, and I was like, this guy said I could be a poet. Do you know what I'm saying? Anybody have that feeling? Like that? So I'm going to read one of his poems. It's very quick, because this is the poem I loved when I was a teenager, and I read it again today, and I was like, oh, I know why I love it. It fit me so well. Jaime has known me since I was running around the house being too loud, which I still do. My native costume. When you come to visit, said a teacher from the suburban school, don't forget to wear your native costume. But I'm a lawyer, I said. My native costume is a suit. You know, the teacher said, a Puerto Rican costume. Like a guayabera? The shirt? I said, but it's February. The children want to see a native costume, the teacher said. So I went to the suburban school, embroidered guayabera short sleeve shirt over a turtleneck, and I said, look kids, cultural adaptation. So I'm like 12 years old and I'm eating that up, right? I knew something was wrong with, like, I'm not Ernest, I'm Ernesto, say my name right, you know? I don't know. Hi, Joao. So here's a poem that I've written that I've not ever read. Right there amidst the unmistakable pain, the unpredictable heartbreak, and the jovial spirits that taught me how to bounce back. Always bounce back. The resilient people, the concrete living in the city rhythms, the heartbeat of the streets, the wisdom of the elders, and the fire that burns like watts. The water that flows with purpose like El Yunque, and the spirits of our ancestors, their broad shoulders that carry us into a time beyond. I live in the midst of their prayers they prayed for us, swimming in their hearts and their blood, sweat, and tears they shed for us. Somewhere in the piles of dirty laundry that lay there needing to be claimed in order to be cleansed, the stains will remain, but the stench has dissipated. I'm there in the joy of playing make-believe and recreating the stories and writing our own myths. This time the Indians will beat the Cowboys. And Custer's last stand would be celebrated as the day the oppressed refused to wither into history, somewhere into the bones of attempted genocide, beyond the pages that kept trying and the words that kept burning until they were suffocated and could no longer live on their own. Find me with the sages that kept learning and teaching even after their death, living amongst the killers, the teachers, the healers. That's where you will find me, slow soul clinging on to the faith that held me when I was free falling, the faith that taught me how to fly. So that's the first time home nerves, but now you're gonna see me at home, right?
Okay.
So now I'm gonna do a verse.
Get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Y'all can get this work. All right. So how many people have seen me perform? You know I rap. I did it. Oh, congratulations. Puerto Rican brother just got accepted to go get his PhD.
Woo!
And these are the inspirational stories that keep people moving. So, wow, that was not bad, right? I did not go sweet. Awkward. It goes like this. They say fear is the enemy. Well, hate is his nickname. Love is the remedy and jealousy's a sick game. Only God can judge. I'm grateful for the blessings. We fight hate with love. Every day a lesson. Reflections of light as I fight this depression. We will shine bright, of that there's no question. See, I am not a zombie. They can't stop me, even with an army. Harm me hardly. Because even when I'm gone, I will carry on. Find purpose in the pain. Live on through my song. I'm not afraid of death. I cherish every breath. I'm grateful I exist. I find bliss. I live for the moment because the next might be it. I don't want to be you. I'm not a replicate. I want to be me, not who you think I should be. I want to be free and together we could be. Just remember, love is an action and peace is a verb. Don't fall for distractions. Fly with the birds. Say, love is an action and peace is a verb. Don't fall for distractions. Fly with the birds. Thank you.
All right.